All right, y'all. We are back with another episode of Naija Knows. All right. We're so happy to be back. We're happy you guys are listening and tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. I do have to say, shout out to whoever it is. I don't know who's listening, but shout out to everyone that's still been listening over these months because our plays and everything and reviews have still been going up. We've been getting our penny or whatever it is for each recording. So we appreciate y'all. We will definitely, again, we always say try to be more consistent because we want to quit our 9-to-5s. Yes, and we would love to be able to do this and our other things full time and not have to worry about talking on nobody else's time. Okay. So, Felicia, I felt like you felt that. You didn't even say nothing. You just shook your head.
Felt that in my soul, Jesus.
But last time I said that we were going to open up with the Usher challenge, which I was going to send to y'all, but I didn't end up doing it. I don't remember why. But we going to do. I don't know if Felicia going to participate. But me and Tori going to do the Usher challenge. If you don't know what that is, Usher did his NPR Tiny Desk. I love if sidebar. If you ever want to hear like good music and hear artists like sing their songs live, is where I found a lot of independent artists that aren't necessarily on the radio. But NPR Tiny Desk, they always do a great job. But anyway, Usher did one and sang some of his best songs. This one is the intro to his song Superstar. So I'm just gonna play it so y'all hear Usher first, so y'all know how it's supposed to sound before me and Tori try. But we're gonna try to Usher.
Please, yeah.
All right, you want to do it one more time? You got it, Tori?
One more time.
Okay. I don't know why Felicia won't do it, but that's all right.
Let me get my laughing muscles ready. Hold on, let me get my water bottle closed.
It's kind of late. We recorded kind of late, so my throat, it's not as warm up and clear and lubricated as it normally is. This
That's
is my
gonna
warning.
make it better. Is that gonna make it better?
I feel like I need to give the warning first, because it's already bad that I'm not necessarily a singer like that. So this time of night, it's not Nick anymore. It's Nicholas. That's who's taking over my voice box. So let's see how it turns out.
You got it, Tori? You all right?
You gonna go first, Tori?
I will go.
Okay. Want me to do a beat for you?
Brought to you by Cozy. We're not getting paid for that, y'all.
No, this is not sponsored.
This is not sponsored.
One day.
One day, yes.
One day. I drink enough of these.
Right.
Woo! 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 Yeah. Yeah.
You might cut out first. That was probably a good thing because I was like, you started out okay. When you came back in, you was down here somewhere.
My pipes, I need a little bit more time. Brandy was supposed to come warm me up, but she couldn't quite make it. Her schedule had to change a little bit, so so I had to warm up by myself.
Okay.
Use something like that,
Okay.
But East Coast was also supposed to show up too, but busy.
Oh. Have your regular warm up like you normally do with your vocal coach.
I didn't get the full range.
Got it.
That's not bad.
I can feel it already. Felicia, you make like you waiting for it to sound horrible. Like, hey, give me a chance. Golly. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
Okay, friend.
Okay.
Okay, friend. Y'all hear her? Y'all hear? Her.
I can't believe I'm just going to post this on the World Wide Web. Lord.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
It's got first note, and I can't go any higher than that. I'm a solid alpha.
Right, exactly. I had to bring it to my alpha.
Oh.
I think I'm going higher, but I'm pretty sure I'm sounding exactly the same.
That was very much false. Okay, so
thank you for that.
I really want you to do this.
You know, people in hell want ice water too, baby.
If she's staying in the shower, we'll just have to make sure to put like a mic under like her back in the shower.
Oh, she's singing. Gotta love you.
That was fun though. I like that. We're just gonna talk about a couple of things. Again, a lot of stuff has happened since we last recorded. But one good piece of news that I did see was that the officers that killed Breonna Taylor have officially, 4 current and former officers have officially been federally charged in the murder of Breonna Taylor.
Good.
Yeah.
A
couple weeks ago.
Finally.
A week or so ago from where we are today. But yes, finally something. I know a lot of people have been, her family and other people have been fighting and working, behind the scenes. And a lot of times I don't want to say we forget because it's not, in the news like that. But there are these things that are still going on and people that are, fighting for justice and looking for justice. And we're glad to see at least that the charges have been brought and now we can follow, hopefully it follows through.
I'm sure some people are like hurt, like not happy with like the length of the sentence, but it don't matter. They got charged, like a no-knock warrant. And then there was, I think I remember reading something about like how possibly they didn't go about the right way of getting a no-knock warrant. Like there was some like shady things going on. I got it.
Officer Kelly Goodlett faces 1 count of conspiracy for working with James, one of the another officer, to submit a false and misleading warrant application. So even the application to get the warrant, no knock or not, was false and misleading for them to even, go there. So
they shouldn't even gone in.
Basically, that's what it sounded like to me. Because the person that they was looking for anyway was somebody she had been broke up with, and that wasn't even at her house. Yeah. So it's crazy that they can just do that, and in the middle of the night, when people sleep and stuff like that is just crazy. So we're happy to see that at least there are some federal charges being brought against those officers, or 4 of them anyway. I'm not sure how many there were in total. I'm sure saying 4 because 4 just went in the house. I have to look that up. But either way, charges were brought. So justice for Breonna Taylor and everyone else.
Everybody.
That has been killed by these types of means. The other thing that has happened since then is the abortion law, abortion ban, abortion
Roe v. Wade
debate that has changed a lot of things. Changed a lot of things. I can personally say I've heard people talk about it since I became aware of politics. But I never thought that it would actually happen. Just because I figure, we're so far, as far as the number of years since it was officially passed, Roe v. Wade. And, there's so many women and things that are already affected by it in a positive way, that they would never actually do it. But here we are.
So what it did, it literally made them go, you know what, we're just going to put it in your hands and we don't want any more to do with it. We don't want to make decisions on it. We don't want to talk about it. You guys handle it how you want to. They literally put their hands up.
The states.
But they lied when they said that, when Trump pulled in those last few people and they all were like, we don't have an opinion on, Roe v. Wade. We're not coming after abortion. The first thing you do undercover in the dark of night is first Roe v. Wade, and you leave it up to the states, knowing good and fucking well that these conservative states been itching to get rid of it. So because they all lied under oath about what they said they were going to do, and as scary as like Roe v. Wade, like having that overturned is, the scarier part is that this overturn sets the precedence for them to overturn essentially anything. They can go back and they can take back anything. They literally take back any question, everything, and eventually overturn everything that they want to overturn. This gives them this sets the legal precedence for them to be able to do that. And that's the scary part. It's not just abortions, it's everything they can touch.
Brown versus Board of Education. That's what integrated schools. When you talk about the Civil Rights Act, it's not a law, it's an act that allowed Black people the opportunity to vote. So many things that could potentially be up for grabs, basically. Now that they've done this, now it's like, oh yeah, nobody and nothing is safe. Like
everybody could get it at this point.
You can't be like, they're not gonna touch that. You don't know what they're gonna touch.
Which is why too, and people say it all the time, we don't necessarily think about it, again, because the news media presents what they want. But this is why your local elections are very important, especially now, if something like this, that's left up to the states. So your local, in your city, in your county, your district, your state level, seats that are open, you should be educating yourself on what those are, who those people are, what they stand for. At least, you can only go what they tell you. But what they stand for and how you vote. I know for me, I always get the early ballot, and I literally go through and read everything on there, because it's not just the people. If usually on the back of it, there's also different acts that affect your taxes, that affect everything. And I go through and I research and I go ahead and fill it out before I go to the actual ballot box. That way I'm already educated on what it is I want to vote for, yay or nay. Yeah. All of those things are important.
If you see that there's a new act or they're presenting something up for the public to decide on, read the ballot, but then go off the ballot and go read about it on your own, because lots of times the way people present it on the ballot to try and sway you in the way that the current government wants you to be persuaded by it.
And a lot of those things, politics is all about deal making, right? So if I say, okay, I want this bill passed and you're against that bill, you might negotiate and say, okay, well, I'll go ahead along with your bill as long as you add this into it with it. So you can be voting and thinking, because that's the name across that's in bold, that you're voting for one thing, not realizing that, well, yeah, if you vote yes for this because you want that, but that also means that B, C, and D are now going to go into effect. So like you said, it's very important. I always go, because I remember one, it had something to do with taxes and how the tax money is used. And when I went and read it, I was like, oh yeah, this is one of them gotcha things. If you go back and actually read what it is they're trying to do. So it's very important with this type of stuff that you should be looking, knowing, educating yourself.
It's all about taking that extra step.
Yeah, it's all about control and taking control away from the general population as much as they can. So like now I got old white men digging in my vagina telling me whether I have to give birth or not. Like, I know that, yes, there are legit medical reasons for needing an abortion, like ectopic pregnancies and, different, all kinds of issues that can happen. Obviously, rape of children and things of that nature. But even outside of that.
But even with that stuff, there's still nurses in other states are losing their jobs if they perform these abortions.
Yeah, they're losing
their jobs. If it's a rape, even if the woman is high risk, they're losing their jobs.
Yeah, and I think it's either Alabama or like Louisiana. Yeah, it's even if it's incest of a child, they still won't. They say they're just like no. But and that is in itself a reason for the medical procedure. But even if it's just the simple choice of I don't want to have children, I should be able to make that choice. Period. Sure. And I've gotten to a lot of conversations where a lot of people are just like, well, I don't agree with abortion, therefore I can't support it. I was like, but you support choice and everything else. I was like, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that you get to lord control over somebody else. And they were just like, well, I was like, what if I don't like rice? You do. You love rice. You eat rice every day. You find benefit in rice, but I don't. I think rice is nasty? I don't, but I think rice is nasty. I think that it makes people fat, and I think that it's been proven to be bad for you. So therefore, because I don't like it, you can't have it. And it's literally, she's like, that's not, I was like, yes, it is. You don't have to encourage anybody to have an abortion, but that's not on you. You never have to have one. And you can be
but don't take that option off the table.
Yeah, but take the option take for somebody else who doesn't want to have a kid. Like, our system is not set. Everybody's worried about the baby, but this system is not set up to help those who don't want to have children.
Right. And there's like a lot of, and I've seen a lot of posts and things about it. It's like, you know, you care about, and I get it, you know, there's the whole debate is, you know, when does life officially start? That's really the basis of it is, well, you know, life, some people say it starts at conception. Some say it doesn't start till this many weeks or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, everything is cool. Y'all want to tell people what to do with, you know, the pregnancy. When the baby is born, well, I mean, sorry, you're on your own. Like, I don't want.
We're not going to provide any type of assistance for you or the mother.
Right. You're going to start, you know, helping some of these things. Because again, incest, you're talking about incest, rape, and all these other things. I mean, there's so many different ways that these things, pregnancy can happen outside of just me choosing to have sex, unprotected sex with someone. Yeah. And when you take away that, whether you believe it's right or wrong, what it drives people to do is now go behind closed doors like they were doing back in the day and doing things that are unsafe. So now you're causing even more risk and making people basically go underground to perform something that should be done by a professional. Like, you shouldn't be going to some woman with a, you know, I don't know if it's true, with a coat hanger to, like, that's crazy to me. Like, that's very, very crazy. Like, you have to. It doesn't
matter. It doesn't
whether you agree with it or not, you have to at least say that this is the proper way to do it. If you're going to do it, I don't like it, but if you're going to do it, at least it can be done, you know, the proper way.
Safely.
Yeah, I don't care. Again, I don't care about the reason. If I don't want to carry another living organism in my body for 9 months.
You shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't have to. Period. I shouldn't have to.
Now, do I think it should be used as a form of birth control? No.
Absolutely
but
not.
Should it still be a woman's choice what she wants to do with her body, and if she wants to bear a child or not? Absolutely. No old white man should be telling a woman what to do with her fucking body. I'm sorry. That just pisses
I hear it all the time. If you get pregnant, it's guys, well, okay, well, so is limp dick. So give me all your Viagra. All of it. If you get rid of abortions, then we get rid of Viagra and dick pills. And it's God's will, right? For you to not be
if it's meant to work, it's gonna work, right?
Yeah. If God says you don't need to sorry no more kids and you don't need to have sex no more because your dick can't get hard, okay, that's God's will, right?
Yeah, and I just always find it interesting how, you know, we pick and choose what part of God's will we want to follow, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, because to me, like, and, you know, I grew up in a Christian home, pastor's home, and, you know, whether my parents were personally, where I was taught was, hey, you follow the whole thing. You don't just follow commandment 1 and 5.
Take it apart.
And then, you know, I don't know about 2 and 3. Like, you either do it all or you're not doing it, period. So if you're going to say, okay, it's God's will, we're going to follow this, then, I mean, it's a lot of stuff we're gonna have to talk about. Then we shouldn't be having sex before marriage if that's the case. There's certain, like, if you go through Deuteronomy and all these other old books, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we do that we should not be doing if we're going to follow it.
If you never get married, it's not premarital sex.
Okay, well, yeah, but
you got it.
If you're not, if you're not married, you should not be having sex with the person.
But it's premarital.
That is
premarital sex is if you're with
not
someone.
Adultery, but fornication.
Fornication, but premarital sex for me, I'm like, but if we're not getting married,
should not be
not premarital.
Should not be. Well, that would fall under fornication, I think. But fornicating, I mean, it's literally a whole list of things. And I won't lie, when I saw that, I woke up and I saw the abortion thing. First thing I thought was the show on Hulu, Under His Eye, Handmaid's Tale. Y'all ever watched that?
Oh,
yeah. That was the first thing I thought. I was like,
that show gave me nightmares.
Yeah, and the whole time I watched it, I was like, this could actually happen.
This is
very realistic.
It's what's happening.
Yeah, this is what they're trying to get to. This is what the All Right is trying to get to. And it's terrifying. There should be I shouldn't have to explain why I don't want to raise a child. I just don't want to. Period.
And Felicia brought up that with the Facebook. What were you talking about? The
Um,
mother.
this teenage girl and her mom, they live in Nebraska where abortion in that state is absolutely 100% illegal. Girl is over 20 weeks pregnant. Her and her mom are communicating through Facebook Messenger. Friends saw what they were talking about. She saw the girl take the abortion pills. Facebook then hands over the messages to the authorities. They are now facing murder charges for an unborn child. And I think since you took 2 of the pills, what it does, it actually starts your body to get ready to have a miscarriage. And I guess what they were going to do once she passed the baby was burn the body.
Now, see, again, to me, that's another reason why you should go to a professional, because
now there's by any means necessary at this point.
But like, to have somebody actually having to think about that and talk about it and what you're gonna do with, like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Now this is what people are what they're resulting to, because you essentially took away a woman's right to her body.
And shout out to Facebook snitching on folks.
Right?
Facebook stay snitching.
Stay snitching. That's how
I be finding out.
Like, that stuff ain't secure. Like nothing's encrypted.
What do you mean?
They selling that shit right now. Quit playing.
But I am curious, like, so the friend reported it? Like, how did the friend? Because if I'm me and you are sending a private message,
who's watching?
Who's watching
so
it?
She probably
we know Facebook is watching, but
it was a girl's friend. So she contacted the authorities. The authorities contacted Facebook, and because it's not bound by anything, Facebook said, "Here you go."
So the friend, so she told her friend basically what was going on. Like,
they were talking, and I guess that, yeah. Friend saw her pop pills. Oh, I'm gonna report this. So the friend's a snitch too.
Yeah. Fuck you, friend.
Right?
I won't call you friend no more. Like that.
No.
You get people good fight. No, I don't. Again, if you're moving from a space of religion, keep that to yourself. Your religion, this is supposed to
has nothing to do with me.
You get like the Uber, like patriot, like God bless America, and then it's like, well, my religion is Christianity. Well, what do you like about this country? Well, you can come here and be whatever you want. Are you sure? Because if we're only seen to be following Christian morals on everything,
that whole thing.
I don't. They don't even follow that. That's
exactly. You not follow to begin with. Like, I hate that people say that. Oh, this is a Christian nation. Y'all, what you talking about? What are you talking about? There was slave, like, also all this stuff y'all was doing to human beings.
Right.
Not a Christian nation. You can't tell me that it is. History proves that it's not.
No, it's all facade to make people, this is the greatest country. No, it's not. Don't come here. People who live here, who were born here, are going to other countries and moving and saying they will never come back.
Yeah, like, keep your religion to yourself. Be whatever you want. Prove or deny whatever you want, but don't impose that on me, because the minute you try to impose anything on them, it's my right, my body, my choice. You can't tell me about,
like, with the mask.
Right. Y'all up here crying and
literally protesting up in arms about a mask to cover your mouth so that you don't spread your germs.
Right, but now
my human right. You're violating my civil rights, like, for a mask.
Right, and like the unborn child, it's like, okay, you gonna grab it as soon as it pop out? Is that what you're telling me? You gonna grab all the unborn children? Is that what you're doing? Because I don't hear it. I don't hear any of that. I expect every
crickets at that point.
White Republican, white, blonde-haired wife to have 20 to 50 babies. I expect them all to have to grab it. Since that's what you're trying to do, grab them all. Grab them.
There's this, I think it's the Daily Show. I'm not sure if the guy, I can't think of his name, if it was him or if it was somebody else. But anyway, I saw a video and he was outside of an abortion. I don't know if he was outside of an abortion clinic, but at some protest. And, there's both sides. And so these women they got a sign that says, adoption is a choice. You can adopt. So he goes to each one and he asks each, okay.
Sorry.
So you're saying they can put them up for adoption instead? Yeah, you don't have to have an abortion. And he's like, okay, so how many children have you adopted? And he asked each one of them, not one of them have ever adopted a child. Oh no, I have my own one. So he's like, so you're saying it's are you gonna adopt these children then? Well, I already had my own children. Exactly.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
other people's business and control. That's all it is. It's all about control. And
who gets to decide?
They want to have us like this.
Yeah.
Just like
and
this.
Quite frankly, my personal opinion, whether it's Democrat, Republican, Independent, they all work together behind the scenes.
Same bird, different wings.
You can't trust none of them. You can't trust none of them. I don't care what side. You can't trust none of them. They all working together, making deals behind closed doors. There's this documentary on Netflix that's very, very interesting about this, so-called Christian group or whatever that's really behind the scenes controlling both sides. They mentioned Clinton, they mentioned Bush, they mentioned all these different, presidents and stuff in it, and it's very, can't remember the name of it, but it's very, very interesting. They all work together at the end of the day. Yeah. We know this. Like, it's all a game. Who gets to be in control for these 4 years or 8 years or whatever it's going to be?
It's just, it's heart-wrenching, and it's extremely scary. Like, it's really scary to watch things kind of like go backwards. And the fact that like someone like Trump is still even in the news as a possible running for anything,
that's so sad.
It's all a farce. It's all a farce. It's not like
the fact that he was on any political ticket, okay, we got it. He has money to be able to do that. But the fact that some like supposedly right-thinking human went and said, let me put the mark next to his name, educated human at that. We're not even talking about like backwoods, no education, don't know nothing type people. We're talking about educated, supposedly educated with degrees and things, went and put the mark next to his name. Now, I get it. Choices were bad. Like, they just were. But bad. To go in and put that black mark next to his name, I still don't understand that. I don't get it.
I don't care how bad it is.
Right.
I do not get it.
It doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. It's not real. And I just want to be able to have control of my body. I want to be able to say, I don't want to have kids without giving up sex. Because they're not giving up sex. Every mistress of every politician will continue to get safe abortions going forward.
They sure will.
Oh, absolutely.
Every mistress,
they don't have to worry.
Because these politicians can't keep it to themselves, but they want to control everybody else.
Yeah, it's just a crazy day and time we live in. I mean, it's been crazy, but it's getting crazier every day.
Yeah. That's why I think a lot of the younger kids now, like if you talk to a lot of the younger ones, they don't want to have kids. They're like, why would I want to bring a kid into this? Like, and that's just, I don't blame. And I don't blame you, Tori. Like, it's scary to think that I have to send my kid out to live in this.
There's crazies out there who are, again, trying to figure out control, and the system is literally set up to create sheep. College is a scam.
Especially
like you're doing something specific, college is a scam. For most people,
it's a huge scam.
At 18, for giving us black hundreds of thousands of dollars to go in something that we're not sure of. At 18, we can't even buy alcohol, but you give us thousands of dollars in like these
hundreds of thousands
of dollars in these predatory loans to go get an education in something we're unsure about, because who is making full-on life decisions between 18 and 21?
Right.
Who's actually making legit decisions? Like, most people will tell you, I'm not using my degree. And most
I work with a bunch of people that are not using. They have master's degrees and they are
not used it at all.
Either they don't make enough money from it, or they just chose something.
Yeah, it's a career. None of these careers are paying for themselves.
And in today's world of social media, I mean, people getting like paid on TikTok. Like, to me, that's like, of course, I'm about to be 40, so it's like this is a new thing for me. But like, to see somebody who's like 17, 16. They got all these millions of followers and they literally getting paid to literally do nothing. They don't be doing nothing.
Make content. They're just content creators.
But they figured that out. And it's like, there's no reason. And even if you do go like the corporate route or anything, most corporate jobs are on the job training. It's all OJT. No matter what you go to school for, once you get there, they're going to train you. They're going to teach you how they want you to do it their way anyway. It's nothing to do with what you learned in school, unless it's something like super specialized, like
a doctor. Yes, I want a doctor to go to school. A nurse,
an attorney.
Yes, I want you to go to school for that.
Go to school for that, but like not to knock anybody, I'm just throwing stuff, but like liberal arts and like where you come out with no direction. You spent 4 years, you come out with no direction. You couldn't make a choice. And that's understandable because you were 18 to 20 something. What choices are you making?
And quite frankly, I mean, one, they charge you so much to go to school, right? Like you said, you come out with all this debt and you can file bankruptcy and they will not get rid of that debt. You have to literally die and no longer be here to get rid of that debt. They could easily wipe that out, just like they print money.
They won't. They keep playing with it. They keep playing with our emotions.
But they're not going to. There's too many other people up the ladder that are making money off of it. These banks and whoever else.
It's all tied in and
so much money.
Economy.
And like to your point, Felicia, like I get like, you know, my older one, he's, you know, starting school in a couple of weeks. And, you know, I think about it like, oh, he should be out doing, but why? Why would I do that to him? I love my child. I love him. Why would I send him out at this young age when I know that he's not completely sure about what he got going on, what he wants to do, or who he is yet? Why would I send him out into this craziness? It's stressing me out. And I've been doing this for a long time, at least 20 years. So why would I now send my child up? All right, bye now.
Right.
No, if you want to stay home,
you see so many people doing it. No, when they turn 18, they got to get out of it. Why?
No.
So
like,
I get it. They gotta
get their feeding, but I would rather him choose whatever it is you want to do. You want to go to school? Perfect. You go get yourself a part-time job. You stack your money so that when you do step out, you ain't got to come back.
Right.
You stay out. You can be out and you can stay out.
Right.
On your own.
Well, I didn't say all that. If she want to come back now, she can come back.
She can come back, but I prefer to be like, you know, let's see that bank account. All right, you can stack your money.
You to go the first to get it right the first time.
Exactly. If you choose to go, that's on you. I'm not going to stop you. However, if I can help you get a sure footing, because it's hard. It's hard out here. It's hard.
I think it's also, that tends to be, I think, a very African American thing to do. That's a very Black American thing to do, to really encourage
to put them out.
To put them out at 18, or be like, if you're gonna stay here, you're gonna have to pay bills. Versus, I've noticed that other families are other cultures are a little bit more lenient in allowing their kids to stay in the home longer, support them longer, you know, pay bills for them longer while they are in school, recognizing that they're still children. I'm sorry, college students are still children. I saw like University of Tampa, I'm just gonna call them babies. I mean, and that's because I'm 34 now, but like I look at them and I'm like, you all are so small. You're babies.
Babies, literally.
You're children at the house. Why are you not at the playground? And these are like, you know, grown. They're 18 to 20.
18, 19, 20, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is what we look like. I feel like we all looked extra grown around that.
When I look back at pictures of myself now, I'm like, yeah, you were a kid. Yeah. You were just a kid. Like you were a child. You have no idea what you're doing. Your decisions are solid for that kind of thing. And if you're not lucky enough to come from a family that can put out the money like that, you're stuck. Yeah. Unless you know your parents put you in for a trade, something specific, or like, which, you know, they downplay trades, but they make good money.
Yeah.
I know somebody that's an electrician and he makes really good money.
But that's, you know, but that's not how we see it. It's just like, oh, you 18 now, go ahead and get out. And it's, I mean, I left my house at 18. My parents were kind of like, you sure you don't want them? Like, for other reasons. But like at 18, I know I left, but it's just get out. And that's kind of like what we do. But I do wish that there was a little bit of a transitional period that we as like a community would start offering our kids instead of trying so quickly to like them out.
I had these they were from Lebanon, Lebanese friends, and I used to hang out with them like all the time. Because the wife, she was just such a loving person, and they were just really, really good people to be around. And they were Muslim, and you know the way, like you said, like culturally speaking, even for like Nigerians, for example, that weren't born here, like they really, family is like a big thing and they stick together. But like the way that they did they had two daughters and a son. Their son, he was the oldest, and the middle girl and the baby girl. But they made it very clear to me, like, no, at least for the girls, the son, he kind of went on his own because that's what he wanted to do. But the girls, no, they stay home. The girls stay home. You know, they went to school. and, eventually, got married, or at least one of them, last time I talked to them, got married. But they had already, that's the other part, is the financial part though. Because when she got married, their daughter, they did the whole bridal thing, such a beautiful wedding. But when she left, between his parents and her parents, they had a house already. Like, they bought them a house and had them already set up. So all they had to do was, continue with their careers or whatever they chose to do, and move right into their house, and don't have to worry about that rocky, stage financially anyway, where you're like concerned about what's going on. And other cultures, do that, way, at least in my opinion, a lot better than what we as Black Americans in particular do sometimes. Like you said, we're so quick to push our kids out. And I get it, because you want them to,
I think
learn,
our generation
life
now is
hard.
doing better though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, like I get it. You want them to learn because life is hard, and they're gonna get those hard lessons. So I get it. You can't baby them forever, obviously.
You don't have to,
but you also don't have to like just kick them in the back.
Kick them.
While they're trying to like, oh wait, I'm supposed to leave now.
Find their
especially when your child is not quite ready.
Right.
Like
18 doesn't mean anything. 18 is just a number. Sometimes
exactly.
These kids are just not ready. And your child.
What's refreshing? My daughter and her friend, they understand, like, we're about to be 18. Like, they feel the pull, like shit's about to get real. But they also know, like, we're still just children. Like, we're not ready for this. Like, they're thinking about graduation is like, we're not ready to be adults yet. So they get the big picture of it all, but they also know that they're still kids. So that's refreshing too.
Because it also leaves them open to take direction. Like for me, I was hard-headed. Now I'm leaving. Like I left 2 weeks after I graduated, and then end up coming back home with a baby. But like it also, I feel like when they are like that, it leaves them more open to be like, okay, let me listen to mom a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what it's like. She's gonna make sure I'm good.
My behind home and figure this out a little bit. You know what? Maybe this old lady know what she's talking about.
Right. But it's crazy. We have got way off on something else, talking about abortion, now talking about this, but it's all good conversation regardless. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. But this was great. Like we said, educate yourself, know what's going on with your local elections and things that are being passed. Make sure you're getting your early ballots and reading and researching, looking up these people that got their name on the ballot to make decisions on basically your life. Very big decisions, because even the taxes on your light bill, all those things are affected by who those people are. So make sure you're educating yourself.
Owning and everything. So,
reading is fundamental, people.
It really, truly is fundamental. But anyway, that was our episode for this time. Yay! And we're done. Last words, last comments. Check us out on social media.
Yep, all social medias. Like, subscribe, come on in,
share, comment,
suggestions, anything
good stuff
to talk about.
Give your opinion.
Tell your friends to listen.
Yes, give your opinion in the comments. You do not have to agree. Like, we love a healthy debate. We love different perspectives.
Yeah,
just don't be a jerk, because you will get blocked. Okay,
bye.
Debate we love.
Catch me outside.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Bye.